from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Pleasant evening and a very warm welcome to the National News broadcast of Rupavahini on ChannelEye. I'm Dilanjali Ananda. Joining me is Lakshmi Adrasingha. And these are the top stories which have made headlines for tonight. Preparations underway to welcome the new year. 30,000 state employees retire. Government says the state mechanism will not be disrupted. An increase in dengue-related cases. Island-wide prevention programs are underway. $210 million revenue from fisheries product exports. Demerit points system will come to effect from the first quarter of next year. Measures to improve and expand President's fund affairs. World mourns as Brazilian football legend Pelé passes away.
On to those and other stories in detail. We start off with the top story for tonight. Brazilian football legend Pelé, considered one of the greatest football players of all time, has died at the age of 82.
The former legendary striker, who is the only player in history to win 3 World Cups, passed away at the Albert Einstein Hospital in Sao Paulo following a battle with cancer.
For an opening, it's all very canny stuff. Rivellino, and it's Pelé, he's got it! Pelé has scored, and that is Brazil's 100th goal in the World Cup.
Pelé, who is Brazil's joint all-time top scorer with 77 goals in 92 matches, became an icon of the game after winning the World Cup in 1958 as a 17-year-old, netting twice in the final to defeat host Sweden. Pelé, born to a poor family in Sao Paulo and used to kick a grapefruit around Brazil's Minas Gerais state, won the 1958, 1962 and 1970 World Cups with Brazil. Injury restricted his contribution to Brazil's triumph in 1962 in Chile, but he was player of the tournament 8 years later as Brazil assembled one of the greatest sides of all time and lifted the Jewel Trophy in Mexico thanks to a 4-1 win over Italy, in which Pelé scored the opening goal. That goal makes him one of only 5 players to have scored in 2 World Cup finals, and thanks to his exploits in 1958, he remains the youngest player to have netted a goal in the tournament. In total, Pelé scored 12 goals in 14 World Cup appearances and also provided 10 assists, the most by any player in the history of the competition, and a reminder that he was much more than a goal scorer. It was his spectacular scoring feats, though, that made him a Santos legend at club level. He scored 127 goals for Santos in 1959, thought to be the most goals scored by the club player in one calendar year, and finished as Santos' top scorer with 643 goals in 659 competitive matches. Pelé has scored 92 hat-tricks across official and unofficial games. The Brazil legend had undergone treatment for colon cancer since 2021. He had been hospitalized for the last month with multiple ailments. His agent Joe Fraga confirmed his death yesterday. Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro has declared a 3-day period of national mourning following the death of Pelé, while the date of the funeral has been confirmed for Tuesday. President Ranil Wickremesinghe also extended his condolences over the demise of the legendary Brazilian player Pelé. Current and former players took to social media to pay their respects. In a tweet, Brazil forward Neymar said that King Pelé changed everything. He turned football into art, into entertainment. He gave a voice to the poor, to people of color. Neymar added, Portugal's Cristiano Ronaldo said, the mere goodbye to the eternal King Pelé will never be enough to express the pain that is enveloping the whole of the football world right now. His memory will endure forever in everyone who loves football, Portugal legend added. Pelé, who scored 1,281 goals in 1,363 games for club and country during his 21-year career, ended his playing days at New York Cosmos and retired from football in 1977. Pelé finished his career as arguably football's greatest ever player. After retiring, Pelé acted as an ambassador for football and represented UN agencies for greater good in the world. In 2013, he was awarded the FIFA Ballon d'Or Prix d'Honneur in recognition of his career and achievements. In 2020, he was named in the Ballon d'Or Dream Team, a greatest of all time. His emergence at the 1958 World Cup, where he became the first global sporting star of colour, is considered a source of inspiration for the rest of the world. The footballing GOAT debate is one which will rage on until the end of time, but Brazil's pure love and adoration for Pelé cannot be matched and is one which extends further than just an excellent footballer, but to a totem pole for a nation.
Only one day remains until the dawn of the new year. As 2023 looms in, the national television travelled around Colombo to have a glimpse of how the city is preparing to welcome the new year. The nation is anxiously waiting for a new beginning after 365 days of the 2022 year. People are beautifying their residences, shops, common areas and roads to welcome the new year. Street vendors in Colombo City have indicated that even though people visit the capital to enjoy the final days of 2022, overall business has declined slightly with the present situation in the country. It has been observed that people without any discrimination are gathering to celebrate the new year, bearing much hope and excitement.
Over 30,000 state employees are expected to retire tomorrow. This is the highest number of state employees who retire at once from the state service. This group of state employees consists of state and semi-government personnel between the ages of 60 and 65 are retiring based on the government's new retirement policy. In general, close to 2,000 state and semi-government employees retire from service in each month. The resolution to increase the retirement age of the state employees to 65 years was amended from Budget 2023. Under the new policy, over 30,000 state employees are retiring from service at once. State Minister Ashoka Priyantha said that the state service will not be disrupted following the retirement of 30,000 state employees at once. Now, the Health Ministry has announced today that tomorrow are special dengue prevention days. Accordingly, several dengue prevention programs will be conducted across the island.
The country is expected to report an increase in dengue positive cases in the upcoming month of January, and the dengue prevention programs have been initiated as an effort to mitigate this situation. 75,434 dengue suspicious cases were reported by December 26th, which is more than a twofold increase in the number of dengue positive cases reported compared with the last year. An increase in dengue positive cases from areas around the country has been reported during the past 4 weeks, and there is a trend of hospitalizing 200 to 300 patients a day. The Health Ministry has indicated that the situation seems to be increasing and the number of positive cases will increase in January, which would be a huge threat for the country. Accordingly, the Ministry decided to announce today and tomorrow as special days for dengue prevention. The Ministry has requested the public to engage in cleaning activities in and around their homes. The people have also been requested to engage in cleaning activities in the places where people used to work. The Ministry has made it mandatory for schools to engage in cleaning activities in school premises before starting on the 2nd of January with the support of principals, teachers, parents, past pupil associations and the people of the area.
The revenue earned from fisheries and fisheries-related product exports have been increased. Accordingly, a total of $210 million have been earned during the past 11 months. During this period, the country has earned a revenue of $280 million from fisheries and fish-related products. In the meantime, the country has imported fisheries and fish-related products worth $70 million. Director General of Fisheries Department Susantha Kahawata said that the largest fisheries export product has been recorded as sprats. Accordingly, he said that around 25,000 metric tons are exported annually. However, during the last 11 months, around 22,000 metric tons have been exported, he added. The Director General said that the country has imported 4,000 metric tons of canned fish in 2017. However, he pointed out that during the last 11 months, they have only imported around 3,000 metric tons of canned fish. He said that necessary measures have been taken to improve the local industries as well. The Fisheries Ministry has indicated that a fishing boat equipped with a chiller will be introduced to fishermen for fisheries-related activities and maintain the quality of the product.
A demerit point system for vehicles will be initiated from the first quarter of next year. Commissioner General of the Department of Motor Traffic Nishantha Anuruddha Veerasinghe said that the relevant cabinet paper will be presented in the month of January. Under the new methodology, the demerit point system will be based on a point accumulation methodology according to the Motor Traffic Violations Committee committed by drivers in the roads. Motor Traffic Commissioner General Nishantha Anuruddha Veerasinghe said that each driver will receive 24 points. Accordingly, he said that various points will be given based on the nature of the violation committed by the drivers. He said that if a driver completes the 24-point mark, then necessary measures will be taken to suspend the driver's license. He added that the suspended driver's license will not be reactivated until 1 year, and the drivers are required to fulfill the necessary basic requirements to obtain their respective driver's licenses. He said that if a driver adheres to road traffic regulations and commit no violations for a period of 2 years, then all demerit points will be cleared from the system. The Department of Motor Traffic has also eased the payment process for fines related to motor traffic violations. The Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka decided to direct Cambridge Finance Limited to settle its public liabilities in full due to continuous capital deficiencies faced by the company.
The measures have been taken as a measure to strengthen the non-bank financial institutions sector under the Master Plan for Consolidation. The relevant direction was issued in the best interest of depositors and promissory note holders of Cambridge Finance Limited, subsequent to securing measures to have adequate funds available for the company to fully settle its public liabilities and further directing the company to exit from the finance business after such settlement. Accordingly, Cambridge Finance Limited will take necessary actions to settle the entirety of public liabilities with interest accrued up to December 26th at agreed upon interest rates. All depositors and promissory note holders of Cambridge Finance Limited are requested to avail this settlement plan and claim their funds prior to February 28, 2023. More information in this regard can be obtained by reaching out the Central Bank.
National Apprentice and Industrial Training Authority decides to enroll 3,000 trainees for NVQ3 short-term courses. These programs will be initiated from the next month. The aim of this program is to enroll youth covering all 25 districts and improve their skill levels and subsequently direct them for domestic and foreign employment opportunities. The program is consisted of 10 courses targeting various employment market requirements. The authority in an announcement said that the relevant trainees will be given a training at the centres and then directed them for further training at recognized state or private institutions before awarding the NVQ certificate. The National Apprentice and Industrial Training Authority said that youth enrolled in this program will receive travelling expenses, life skills and leadership training as well as industrial training under these courses.
The steps have been taken to complete the work on 10,360 applications out of the 11,000 applications received by the President's Fund by the end of 2022. The payments related to the applications have already completed. Secretary to the President's Fund, W.A. Sarath Kumar, said that the remaining applications are being cleared promptly and the documents are scheduled to be completed within the next few weeks. Accordingly, he noted that nearly 1,500 million rupees has already been paid for medical aid within this year. As of the 1st of August 2022, the President's Fund had 8,210 applications piling up without any work being done. President Ranil Wickremesinghe and President Secretary Saman Ekanaika instructed the President's Fund to complete the work related to these applications before December 31st. Accordingly, Secretary to the President's Fund, W.A. Sarath Kumar, has expedited the work. Accordingly, work on 10,360 applications has been completed so far and 642 applications received at the end of the year where the work has not been completed yet due to various reasons. The related money will be settled promptly and the work is scheduled to be completed within the next few weeks. He said that the President has given instructions to speed up the provision of medical aid to needy patients, giving priority to the piled-up applications. In the first few months of 2023, the allowances paid as medical aid will be increased. Short messages will be sent to 6 occasions to cover each occasion from the time of the application is submitted to the point the payment is made. It is also planned to further streamline these activities in 2023. Now, Sri Lanka Army officially handed over several assets to the civilian in Kochikole area in Batiklo, which were forcibly taken away from the owner by the LTTE during the conflict period.
It has been identified that the LTTE had maintained one of their main camps at the relevant land. 11th Division of the Singha Regiment to the Sri Lanka Army maintained an army camp at the relevant 2-acre land plot since 2009 after freeing the land from the LTTE. Reports have indicated that the land plot is consisted of a luxury house and a vegetable farm. Following a special ceremony held in the Kokadichole area, the land plot was handed over to its owner Muddulingam Perimparaja. The event was held with the participation of Commander of the 231 Brigade of the Sri Lanka Army, Brigadier Dulip Bandara. Batiklo District Secretariat officials were also present at this occasion.
Now, an estimated 5.7 million Sri Lankans or more are now in need of humanitarian assistance, the International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies has said in a report. According to the report, Sri Lanka is facing a complex emergency characterized by high inflation and a deteriorating currency, food insecurity, shortages of fuel and essential healthcare services, among others. The report said the crisis has been deepened by a serious reduction in domestic agricultural production caused by a failed agricultural transition to organic farming. The International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Society said in the report that at least 4.9 million Sri Lankans, or around 22% of the population, are food insecure. The report further said while national production is now not enough to satisfy domestic demands, the country does not have enough foreign currency to import food. The report mentioned that the current crisis is affecting all sectors of society and has created the conditions for increased vulnerability, poverty and destitution among a significant proportion of the population. The International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies also said outbound migration is increasing, impacting the retention of skilled labor from the country and putting children of absent parent at risk of neglect.
Sri Lanka Police ceremonially bids farewell to the tallest police officer in the service. Deputy Inspector General of Police Champika Sirivardhana will retire from his 38-year police service tomorrow. Champika Sirivardhana was easily recognized among other police officers as a result of his unusual height. He stands at 6 foot and 9 inches tall. Champika Sirivardhana joined the police service as a sub-inspector in 1984. He is now in the rank of DIG and dedicated 38 years, 6 months and 16 days of his life to serve Sri Lanka Police. A special guard of honor was held in Kegalle yesterday to bid him farewell. By the time of his retirement, Champika Sirivardhana was in charge of the Kegalle district. He had his preliminary education from Mahanama Vidyalaya, Colombo, and then joined Royal College, Colombo. During his service, DIG Champika Sirivardhana conducted many programs to expand the service of the police to the general public. The United States Agency for International Development, together with local partners, extends an innovative supply chain financing facility to support micro, small and medium-sized enterprises in the food sector to access capital.
Through greater access to capital, this facility reduces the supply chain disruptions that emerged during the COVID-19 pandemic, and facility provides micro, small and medium-sized enterprises the competitive fixed interest rate financing. The facility lent a total $430,000 to 8 suppliers in its first weeks of operations. The partnership plans to support approximately 100 micro, small and medium-sized enterprises to obtain $4 million worth of credit over 6 months. The initiative expects to enable micro, small and medium-sized enterprises to meet their working capital needs such as purchasing raw materials, paying salaries and covering other short-term expenses, so businesses continue running smoothly. USAID Mission Director for Sri Lanka and Maldives, Gabriel Grau, said that Sri Lankan enterprises face increasing pressures due to recent global supply chain disruptions, high energy costs, volatile inflation rates and economic instability.
A leading cultural event of the Kalani Valley region, Ganga Rohana Rangwala Deva Perahera, paraded the streets of Kalaniya last night. A large number of devotees flocked to see the colourful pageant. The Perahera was commenced under the patronage of Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena. The casket of relics of Lord Buddha was placed on the special platform on the colourfully decorated tusker by the Prime Minister. The modern-day approach for the ancient Tower Hall drama artistic aspects was launched yesterday under the patronage of Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena. The Tower Hall Foundation organized the cultural event. Stay tuned with us. News from overseas coming your way after this short break.
Kutumi, Fantamai.
The death toll in the Faiz winter storm that slammed the United States in the past week has jumped to 61.
New York remained one of the hardest hit regions by the once-in-a-generation storm, with Buffalo City recording the most deaths. Two more deaths were reported on Thursday from New York, bringing the total deaths in the region to 39. In Midwestern Ohio state, 9 deaths were recorded in car crashes that occurred due to the monster storm. At least half a dozen other states also recorded fatalities. The storm also brought unseasonably cold temperatures to states such as Texas and Florida and caused chaos at airports, with thousands of flights delayed or cancelled. Since temperatures are now being gradually coming to the normal level and snow is starting to melt, officials in New York are concerned about flooding. Elsewhere in Canada, where the storm is still wreaking havoc, residents are still battling power cuts. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's mother, Hiraban Modi, passed away in Ahmedabad today.
Her last rites were performed at the crematorium in Gandhinagar, Gujarat. She was 99 years old and had been in hospital in western Gujarat state where she lived since Wednesday after her health deteriorated. A glorious century rests at the feet of God, Prime Minister Modi said in a tweet this morning, shouting over his mother's passing. The Prime Minister has also said that he has always felt that Trinity, which contains the journey of an ascetic in symbol of selfless karma yogi and a life committed to values in his mother. He reached Gujarat in the morning and lit his mother's funeral pyre. After the funeral, he attended events that had been scheduled in West Bengal state through video conferencing. The Indian Prime Minister often visited his mother to seek her blessing on important occasions and festivals. Her life and sacrifices had shaped his mind, personality and self-confidence, Prime Minister Modi wrote on his blog on June when his mother turned 99. President Ranil Wickremesinghe extended his condolences to Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi over the passing of his mother. The President in a tweet said that he is deeply saddened and expresses heartfelt condolences to Prime Minister Modi and the family in this hour of grief.
The central China city of Wuhan has extended its driverless taxi service hours on Monday, making the service available after dark. The city opened driverless taxi service in a designated area in its economic and technological development zone this August. Driverless taxis operated from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. until Monday's extension changed it to 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. Wuhan's driverless taxis currently operate in an area of 130 square kilometers with a population of 1 million. The city has been on the forefront of connected car applications and the commercialization of driverless vehicle technology, with over 400 kilometers of road opened to smart connected vehicle testing.
Now, a fire broke out in a covered overpass of an expressway in Guangdong, Gyeonggi province yesterday afternoon, killing at least 5 people and injuring nearly 40 others. A blaze started at 1:49 p.m. in a covered section of the second Gyeonggi Expressway after a bus collided with a cargo truck, according to the fire department. The fire prompted dozens of drivers and passengers in vehicles inside the covered overpass to evacuate. As of 4 p.m., 5 people were found dead, while more than 39 were injured. The bodies were discovered in burnt-out vehicles inside the covered overpass. About 77 fire trucks, 190 firefighters and a helicopter were deployed to the scene. After completely extinguishing the fire, the police and fire authorities will investigate to find the exact cause of the fire. A total of 13 panda cubs, all born at the China Giant Panda Protection and Research Center this year, met the public at the breeding base in Chengdu, capital of southwest China's Hsinchu province, yesterday. The cubs were held by their keepers and posed in front of cameras. They were laid on an outdoor platform which was decorated with the drawbridge and catwalks made with bamboo and hemp ropes for the cubs to play with. According to the center, the newborn cubs are among 15 giant panda cubs successfully bred at the panda base this year, including 4 pairs of twins. The weight of the heaviest newborn giant panda cub has reached 12 kilograms already. The breeders also noted that they will create Spring Festival themed settings for the panda cubs as a photo background, which means that the visitors can see the 2022 newborn panda cubs again in the coming month.
In a local story, a special drama festival was held in Colombo this week to commemorate the 70th anniversary of establishing diplomatic relations between Sri Lanka and Japan. It was organized under the patronage of Japanese Embassy in Sri Lanka. The drama festival was held at Royal College Colombo last Tuesday. Japanese ambassador to Sri Lanka, Michikoshi Hideaki, was the chief guest of the festival. Winners were awarded with prizes and certificates.
To me, Fantamai!
Now, on a sports update, Indian wicketkeeper Rishabh Pant has sustained injuries following a serious car crash this morning. Reports have indicated that he had met with the accident after failing to control his vehicle.
Indian cricketer Rishabh Pant met with the accident near Roorkee, Uttarakhand, and is currently being treated at a hospital in Dehradun. His car, which was severely damaged in the accident, is reported to have hit the divider on the road and subsequently caught fire. Reports have indicated that Rishabh Pant has been cleared of serious injury and is stable at present.
Prima Katumi, Fantamai!
And that's all the news we have for tonight. Join us tomorrow at 8:50 p.m. for the very latest on Channel Eye. I'm Dilanjali, together with Lashita, signing off. Good night.
Good night.